بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. من يهدي الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Today inshallah we're going to finish Surat ALmuddathir. We'll start from ayah 48 till the end of the surah. Last time we spoke about the reasons that made the people or the disbelievers to enter or will enter the hellfire والعياذ بالله. And how they mentioned when being asked ما سلككم في سقر in ayah 42, when asked the people of the in Jahannam being asked what made you be in Saqar, and we mentioned Saqar is one of the names of the hellfire, Saqar. They started to mention the things that led them to this destiny. And from these things that they were not praying, لم نكن من المصلين, they were not feeding the poor or help the poor, support the poor if they can. ولم نكن نطعم المسكين. وكنا نخوض مع الخائضين, and we were being entered into any vain speech, any ill speech, start to speak with others, like spreading the lies or backbiting or scorning others or mocking others, all this including in Khaidin. And we mentioned Khaidin that they go with them wherever they go. A group of people that known to have ill speech, and he joined them and start to go or walk with them wherever they are going to. And moreover, وَكُنَّا نُكَذِّبُ بِيَوْمِ الدِّينِ, we denied the day of judgment, the occurrence. And we mentioned about that characters. It's not only in the disbelievers, it could be in the disobedient Muslims. And when we come to ayah 46, how the disobedient Muslim is denying the day of judgment, it's not denying with the literal meaning, but it here for the disobedient is forgetting. He is in a state that he's forgetting that he will be returned back to Allah. That's why he do more and more sins. And they spend all their life like that. And you can imagine that those type of people spending all their life in this type of in this lifestyle until they will die. حتى أتانا اليقين, until the certainty came to us, and certainty here is referring to the death, until they die like on this state or on this condition. At that time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying when they die and they will be revived back to the day of judgment, they will not benefit from the intercession. Intercession is the shafa'a. Intercession is the shafa'a, and shafi'in is the intercessors, meaning that whoever has these characteristics that we mentioned the previous ayat, then when they will come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of judgment, the intercession of whoever tries to intercede for them will be of no benefit. تنفعهم, يعني will not get benefit. This is because intercession is only useful if the condition for it are met. However, whoever comes before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a disbeliever on the day of judgment, then he will get the hellfire, and there is no way of avoiding it. He will stay forever in the hellfire. Of course, when we speak about the disobedient Muslims, they will not stay forever in the hellfire. At a time, after they finish the punishment time for them, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will, they will be taken, and they will be taken from the hellfire and enter the Jannah. And also for them, the intercession could be from the Prophet ﷺ and from the as-salihin, or the righteous people that may intercede for them. But at last they will enter the Jannah. But those who will not definitely have any benefit from the intercession in the day of judgment is the disbelievers, or are the disbelievers. So here, the point of intercession is just to know that it is only for the believers or the disobedient believer. They are only the one who will get benefit of it. But the one who will not get benefit is the disbelievers. Okay? And the intercession, there are different levels of intercession that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the intercession that through can come through the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, and then through the angels, and then through the righteous from the believers. The righteous people who enter the Jannah can make me be intercessors for others to be taken from the hellfire. But at last, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after these all intercessions finished, He will take the rest of the disobedient believers from the hellfire to be entered the Jannah. So here the ayah 48, when we are putting it in its correct meaning, that those who are the disbelievers will not get benefit from any type of the intercessions, of all the levels of intercession. فما لهم عن التذكرة. Then here, the ayat, remember, is telling that those people, they tended to forget the day of judgment and do all these sins and spend all their life in this manner until they have, or until they die and get back to Allah, and they will not get benefit of any intercession. Then the ayah is coming back to you, فَمَا لَهُمْ عَنِ التَّذْكِرَةِ مُعْرِضِينَ. Here is speaking about those, again, the disbeliever. What's wrong with them? مَا لَهُم. What's wrong with them? عَنِ التَّذْكِرَةِ. They turn away from the reminding, التذكرة. And here I want you to take care, or just to be attentive for the word tadhkira. You can find it comes here around 5 or 4 times. We have here at tadhkira in 49, and again in 54, كلا إنه تذكرة, and 55, ذكر, and 56, يذكرون. It's all coming about the reminding and remembrance of that message. And remember, the beginning of the surah was talking about that Allah is telling His messenger, يا أيها المدثر قم فأنذر. Anzir is warn the people and remind them with the message. So as if the end of the surah is related to the beginning of the surah about reminding people about the message. And at the end, Allah is telling what will happen to those, remember, got the lesson and believed, and what will happen to those who didn't. And that everyone is choosing his way. Everyone is choosing his way to the Jannah or to the Nar. So here, what's wrong of them about the reminding? mu'ridin, turning away. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us a metaphor in ayah 50 and 51. And this metaphor that is giving you their condition, what they look, or what you can see if someone is trying to warn them, like the Prophet ﷺ, or to invite them to Islam, or presenting the message to them. كأنهم, as if. كأنهم, as if they are حمر مستنفرة. Here, مستنفرة, that wild, quickly running. مستنفرة, quickly running, Humur is the wild donkeys. The wild donkeys, you know, the wild donkeys like the zebra. This is the humur. Humur is the plural, and the single is himar. Himar, and both of them came in the Quran. Himar came in Surat al-Jumu'ah, and humurun here is the plural. So here is giving you those people who are fleeing and escaping away from the message, like those wild donkeys that they are fleeing away and running away from what? Farrat, they been escaped from qaswara. Farrat min qaswara, flees from something like trying to catch them like a lion, like a lion. So here qaswara is the lion. One of the name of the lion is qaswara in the Arabic language. And here to give you the great resistance. They don't want to listen. They don't want to listen. They are running as if someone is going to kill them. Because the lion, when he is running after his victim, like for example the wild donkeys, they are afraid. They are afraid of this lion. So they don't want to listen. They don't want to listen, and they are run away from this message. And this gives you the impression that how much the resistance. They are resisting. They don't want to hear. They don't want to listen. They don't want to have any getting benefits of that. بل يريد بل يريد كل امرئ منهم أن يؤتى صحفا منشرة, means that each one of these idolater, كل امرئ يعني each one of them, يريد wants, يريد means wants, أن يؤتى صحفا wants to have a book revealed to him as Allah revealed to the Prophet. And here is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us an idea, and some group of them how they were thinking. They said here also in other surah Allah is saying وَإِذَا جَاءَتْهُمْ آيَةٌ قَالُوا لَن نُؤْمِنَ حَتَّى نُؤْتَى مِثْلَ مَا أُوتِيَ رُسُلُ اللَّهِ اللَّهُ أَعْلَمُ حَيْثُ يَجْعَلُ رِسَالَتَهُ. They said, we shall not believe until we receive the like of that which the messenger of Allah had received. Allah knows best with whom to place his message. Yani some of them they wanted to be the messenger. Some of them they wanted to be the messenger and to want the صحفا منشرة, the revelation. Yeah, it refers to the revelation comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be given these scriptures and this spread out to them. So here the other ayah is saying kalla, and we mentioned before kalla, when it comes it means that the type of a threat, giving a threat, and also is giving the negative to what the meaning before it, negative to the meaning before it, meaning they were only corrupted. Why? لا يخافون الآخرة. They were only corrupted by their lack of faith. لا يخافون. They do not afraid the hereafter. So they don't fear the hereafter. And we mentioned before that the disbelievers, they disbelieved in the Prophet ﷺ, although that he spent with them 40 years. 40 years before the message. And his title between them was the As-Sadiq Al-Amin, the truth teller, the honest. So what happened? What happened after he started to invite them to Islam? The one that you are all loving him, and you like him, and you put your trust in his home, and you are the one who make them judge between you if there is conflict or dispute between yourselves. Suddenly, he became a magician or a soothsayer or a madman or whatever when he started to invite you to Islam. And they started to create the justifications that prevent them from entering this deen, like this one. Like this one, they before they said it, maybe he's a magician, or he is a fortune teller, or he is a madman, and now no, we want this message to be on one of us. Why he is the one to be messenger? Why don't we one of us to be one of the richest person in Quraysh or in other tribe to be the messenger? Why Muhammad? But actually, when you go deeply through all these justification, it's not the truth. The truth is in their heart, that they know what the Prophet ﷺ came with is the truth. And it's not his words, and it's the words of Allah. Why they refuse the message? They refuse the message because it's against their benefits, against their business, against their trading that they used to do many years, many years. They are working as merchants. They are working as they are the leader of the Arab Peninsula because they have the idols, the trading of idols, the trading of riba and usury, the trading of the slavery, the ara, the prostitutions, all these things they are doing many years. And now the messages come to tell them all this haram, all this must be changed. You have to have a new community based on equity between the members. The master is like the slave, and the slave has the rights on his master. You have to feed him from your food and to not to give him a lot of work unless you're going to help him. If you're going to say human rights, yes, more than the human rights that we know now, more than 1400 years, Islam came with the human rights. They don't want that. They don't want that because this is against their benefits that they are used to have all these years before. So actually, this is the real reason. But what they are all saying, as the Quran mentioned, they are not disbelieving you, but al-zalimin, the transgressor with the words of Allah, they are ungrateful. Ungrateful with the blessing, ungrateful with the favors of Allah that gave them, because they want to have the power. They don't want another one to take the power from them. And all what they are mentioning in the Quran, as the Quran is telling us, is just a falsehood and just justification not to lead to make them believe in this deen. So here, كلا بل لا يخافون الآخرة. This is the real, that they are not fearing the after, the hereafter. They are only thinking of their dunya, of their life, of their benefits, of their desire. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying kalla again for threat. No, it is tadhkira. Is tadhkira here is a reminder, and reminder here stands for what? Who knows? Reminder in ayah 54.
The Quran.
Excellent. Al-Quran. This is the message, and this is the same came in the beginning of the surah. قم فأنذر. Warn the people with the Quran you have. فمن شاء, the one whoever wills, ذكر. So he will remember it, he will take benefit of it, and he will follow you. This is the refers to the believer. So whoever will receive this message from you, he will get benefit of it, and they will not receive admonition unless Allah will. وما يذكرون إلا أن يشاء الله. Here, very important thing to mention. وَمَا يَذْكُرُونَ إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ. They will not receive this message or admonition unless Allah will. What does it mean? And it's the same like وَمَا تَشَاءُونَ إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ, and you can't will unless Allah wills. What does it mean? That we don't have choice or we have choice?
We have choice.
So what does it mean? وَمَا يَذْكُرُونَ إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ. They will not receive this message unless Allah will. So how it could be? So it is a choice of Allah, right? Or what?
Yes, because Allah is the one who guides.
Okay, what does it يعني? It means that it's come like that. The one who Allah wants to make him believer, and the other is disbeliever. How it goes?
Because Allah guides
But
who
you have to
He
have taqwa, isn't it? You have to
wills.
have the belief in it to be
Okay,
guided through it.
yes, this is very important to know that we have choice, right? As a human being, we have choice, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we have will also. We want to do that, we do that, we want to do this, we do this. Okay? So we
Yeah.
have two roads, the right and the wrong. The road to hellfire والعياذ بالله, and the road to the Jannah. And you are the one to choose. The believers will choose the way to the Jannah. The disbelievers will choose the way to the Nar. Okay?
Mm.
And these choices and this will not be outside the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's all under the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What does it mean? That Allah
Because
subhanahu wa ta'ala who gave you the ability to choose. So whatever you will choose, it is under the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and under his mashi'a and will.
Mm.
Is it understood?
is that like qadr?
It's qadar, yes, from the qadar that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the decree that been written 50,000 years before
Yeah.
the creation. And Allah written in the first thing that Allah did is the qalam or the pen and told him to write the decree of people, right?
Yeah.
Here, when Allah wrote, made the pen, wrote the decree of people long time ago, even before the creation, that doesn't mean that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will يعني, what we call it, push the people to be believers or push the people to be disbelievers. We still have our choice. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, since He is the all-knowing, He is the all-wise, He knows that Maryam, for example, will choose the believer's way, and whatever will choose the disbeliever way. So he wrote that in his decree, in the decree by the pen. So all the things that happen here now is just actually at يعني what we call it application of what been written in the decree. For example, if you are going to make a journey next week to any place, so number one, you will say, I will take the taxi or the train at that time, and then I will go to the airport at that time, and so and so. Now you are writing. Did you go to your journey or not? You didn't. You're still
No, because
writing the plan, right? This is the
yeah.
plan, only the plan, which is the decree written by the pen. خلاص? Then at
Yeah.
every time, some of this decree will happen, or certain events of this decree will happen, and this will happen on the life. Okay? So this is the application of what's written in the decree by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah, because He is the all-knowing, subhanahu wa ta'ala, He knows everyone will choose what, but doesn't mean that He push everyone to choose. He left for us the choice. But because He is the all-knowing, subhanahu wa ta'ala, He knows that Yasmin will choose that, Maria will choose that, whatever will choose that, and this is being written in His decree. So here, وَمَا يَذْكُرُونَ إِلَّا أَنْ يَشَاءَ Allah means that the one who will get benefit from this message is get benefit under the will of Allah and under the knowledge of Allah and under the power of Allah. Understood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Very important this point to be understood, because people are sometimes you find people who has misconception in that and saying it's not my choice, especially if someone is not, for example, a girl that not wearing hijab, and you tell her يعني, it's good to wear hijab and something. If Allah wants to guide me, He will guide me. If Allah wants to help me, He will help me. But this is not right. This is a bad concept, because we have to help ourselves. We have to take the first
You
step.
have to make the effort, isn't it? It's like
Yeah,
when
yeah,
Miriam was at the bottom of the tree, he told her,
yeah,
shake the tree to get in the date. She had to make her effort to get, he could have produced it
yeah,
for her.
yeah, excellent. But some people are not understanding like that. They are trying to translate this وَمَا يَذْكُرُونَ إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ, or مَا يَشَاءُونَ means that when Allah will or when Allah wants, I will be good. When Allah wants, I will pray. When Allah wants, I will wear hijab, which is completely a very bad concept. Okay?
Yeah.
طيب.
So we shouldn't take the ayah literally.
Yeah.
As literal,
We
yeah.
should go, yes, especially in that ayah, in this ayah, because actually you can see it. We'll take it inshallah in Surah Al-Insan. وهديناه النجدين إما شاكرا أو إما كفورا. يعني Allah guided the mankind to both ways. وهديناه النجدين, guided him to both ways, and he is the one to choose, and his choice is under the will and the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why we mentioned that Allah, He is the all-knowing by what's written in the decree, and all-knowing but when it will happen on life, when it will be happen on reality, on the real time of it. As we mentioned, something that what's written in your calendar is different from at the time it will happen. So Allah knows both. And this is comes usually when you read the ayat about the أم حسبتم أن تدخلوا الجنة ولما يعلم الله الذين جاهدوا, means you think that you will enter the paradise and Allah will not know who is the patient from you. So here, who knows? Allah is saying, and Allah will not know. Allah knows everything, but will not know means the knowing of happening in this life. When the calamity happen, who will be patient, who will not patient? This is the knowledge of what will happen on the reality or application of what being written in the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Understood?
Yeah.
Okay, alhamdulillah. طيب. Then Allah is saying that هو أهل التقوى. When you're going to take the message and believe in Allah, you will find that Allah is أهل التقوى. أهل التقوى. أهل here means that he is the one to deserve al-taqwa. أهل التقوى means the one who deserves to be afraid of. أهل التقوى. وأهل المغفرة, also the one he deserves to be asked for his forgiveness. The one who is forgive and the one who is deserving of taqwa. Yani he deserves to be feared and he is eligible to forgive the sin of whoever turns to him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And by the bounty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we came to the end of Surat Al-Muddathir. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم.